September 6, 2020. Saqqara Necropolis. Just south of Cairo, the desert air hangs motionless over the plateau. The silence broken only by metal against limestone. Workers' voices echo from a shaft descending into darkness. An Egyptian archaeologist kneels by the opening, brushing centuries of dust. 40 feet below, a chamber untouched since the pharaohs. Then a flashlight beam catches color. Not faded fragments, not shattered remains. Vivid paint, blue, gold, crimson, glowing as if sealed yesterday. For thousands of years, Saqqara stood at the edge of memory. To ancient Egyptians, this was sacred land, a city of the dead, stretching across the desert southwest of modern Cairo. Long before the pyramids of Giza dominated the horizon, Saqqara served as the necropolis of Memphis, capital of ancient Egypt during the Old Kingdom. Its sands concealed tombs, temples, and forgotten corridors, burial shafts descending deep beneath the earth. At its center stood the Step Pyramid of Djoser, the oldest large-scale stone pyramid ever built. Designed nearly 4,700 years ago by the architect Imhotep. But archaeologists believed Saqqara still had secrets. And in 2020, they were proven right. The excavation began quietly. Egyptian teams noticed subtle irregularities in the bedrock. Ground-penetrating radar suggested hollow spaces below. Workers carefully removed debris under the burning desert sun. Brushes, wooden supports, narrow tools to avoid collapse. As the shaft deepened, the temperature changed. Above ground, the heat was relentless. Below, the air became cold, dry, almost still. Every sound echoed through narrow stone walls. This was no ordinary burial shaft. The entrance stones appeared undisturbed. No signs of looters, no broken seals. Most Egyptian tombs had been robbed in antiquity. Gold and jewelry stripped only decades after burial. Grave robbers tunneled through walls, shattering coffins. But this shaft seemed different. Archaeologists lowered cameras into the darkness. What appeared on screen stunned the entire team. Rows of coffins, perfectly arranged, still sealed. More than 24 wooden sarcophagi stacked inside. Painted surfaces remarkably preserved after 2,500 years. Hieroglyphic inscriptions in elegant vertical lines. Human faces in gold and green stared from the darkness. Imagine priests carrying torches into the shaft. Incense filling the air. Mourners whispering to Osiris. Ropes lowering each coffin slowly into the chamber. Then the entrance was sealed forever. Until now. Beside the coffins stood ashabti, funerary figurines. Bronze tools, carved artifacts, fragments of linen. Burials from Egypt's late period, the 26th dynasty. Some chambers had been reopened in antiquity, then sealed again. Beneath Saqqara's sands, history was not dead. It was sleeping. The first coffin was opened under floodlights. Night had fallen over Saqqara, the desert gone silent. Archaeologists gathered around the burial shaft, cameras recording. Conservators wearing gloves leaned carefully over the ancient wood. The lid loosened for the first time in more than 25 centuries. The air inside escaped slowly, dry, still, ancient. For a moment, nobody spoke. The flashlight beam revealed linen wrappings beneath the lid. Preserved layers surrounded a human form untouched since the late period. One archaeologist described it as opening a doorway into another age. Inside the coffin, the mummy rested exactly as priests had left it. Resin-darkened linen crossed the chest in intricate patterns. Painted symbols decorated the interior walls of the sarcophagus. Around the body lay fragments of amulets meant to protect the deceased. But it was not the mummy alone that stunned researchers. It was the color. Pigments survived with astonishing intensity. Deep turquoise and gold. Black, red, and ochre preserved by the sealed darkness underground. Brighter than objects excavated only decades ago from less protected sites. The chambers beneath Saqqara were preserving far more than bodies. They were preserving atmosphere. Time itself had been trapped underground. Excavation expanded deeper into the necropolis. Additional shafts descended through layers of limestone and compact sand. Some reached depths of nearly 40 feet. Others branched into narrow corridors leading to hidden rooms. Each chamber revealed new surprises. One contained dozens of Ushabti figurines arranged in careful rows. Small statues of faience and carved wood, believed to magically serve the dead in the afterlife. Ancient Egyptians feared the labor required beyond death. Another chamber held bronze statues of deities, Osiris, Isis, and Ptah. Ritual vessels still carried traces of oils and hardened incense. And then came the masks. Golden funerary masks emerged from beneath layers of debris. Delicate faces shaped to preserve identity beyond death. Their eyes, outlined in black pigment, seemed to stare at the modern world. For ancient Egyptians, death was never an ending. It was transition. A dangerous passage requiring preparation, ritual, and protection. That belief shaped every detail inside these chambers. The position of the coffins, the inscriptions along the walls, the amulets hidden between mummy wrappings. The architecture itself reflected spiritual purpose. The shafts were designed to separate the dead from chaos above. The deeper the descent, the closer to the underworld. Radar scans hinted at interconnected voids below. Networks of chambers still waiting beneath the sand. Researchers compared the discoveries to the tomb of Tutankhamun. Not because of gold, but because of rarity. For centuries, grave robbers stripped ancient tombs after burial. But here beneath Saqqara, the seals had held. Inscriptions revealed identities, priests of Memphis. And underground, the past was beginning to speak again. By the winter of 2021, the discoveries beneath Saqqara had transformed the necropolis into one of the most important archaeological sites in the world. New shafts continued appearing beneath the sand. Every few months, another chamber seemed to emerge from the darkness. More sealed coffins, more statues, more fragments of a civilization refusing to disappear quietly. Yet, with every discovery came a growing question. Why had these chambers survived untouched for so long? The answer was not as simple as luck. Archaeologists studying the burial shafts noticed that many entrances had been intentionally concealed beneath layers of limestone rubble and compact desert sediment. Some appeared carefully disguised even during antiquity. Others were positioned in areas later covered by shifting sands over centuries of windstorms and erosion. But concealment alone could not explain everything. Ancient grave robbers were extraordinarily skilled. For thousands of years, tomb raiders tunneled through solid rock, followed rumors of hidden wealth, and bribed workers familiar with burial sites. Entire royal tombs in the Valley of the Kings were emptied despite elaborate protections. Yet these chambers beneath Saqqara had escaped widespread destruction. Some researchers proposed a simple explanation: timing. During Egypt's late period, political instability and foreign invasions may have disrupted records about specific burial locations. Priestly families connected to the necropolis could have vanished, taking knowledge of the shafts with them. Over generations, the entrances disappeared beneath the desert entirely. But others believed the answer was more deliberate. Certain burial shafts showed architectural features unusual even for late-period tombs. Narrow descents twisted at awkward angles. Hidden blocking stones forced excavators to change direction unexpectedly. Some chambers were built deeper than necessary, requiring immense labor to construct underground. It almost seemed as though the builders expected someone to search for them and wanted to make sure they failed. The theories multiplied quickly. Some Egyptologists argued these burials represented emergency tombs, sacred objects, and elite dead hidden during periods of war or invasion. During the Persian conquest of Egypt in the 6th century BCE, temples were threatened, priesthoods disrupted, and religious centers destabilized. Could the chambers beneath Saqqara have served as hidden sanctuaries during chaos above ground? Others focused on the religious symbolism. The deeper archaeologists excavated, the more evidence they uncovered, suggesting profound spiritual significance connected to rebirth and resurrection. Saqqara had long been associated with funerary rites, but these chambers appeared unusually focused on preservation and continuity. In ancient Egyptian belief, survival after death depended upon maintaining identity. The body had to remain intact. The name had to survive. The rituals had to be performed correctly. Destroy any one of these, and eternal life could be lost forever. That fear shaped Egyptian civilization for over 3,000 years. The painted eyes on coffins designed to see the next world. The amulets hidden within mummy wrappings to guard against evil spirits. The carefully sealed chambers protecting bodies from decay, animals, moisture, and thieves. But Saqqara introduced another possibility. What if some tombs were never meant to be reopened at all? Modern archaeology depends on excavation, opening chambers, studying remains, analyzing artifacts. Yet several Egyptian scholars questioned whether entering sealed burial spaces might violate the spiritual intentions of their builders. To ancient Egyptians, these chambers were eternal homes, not museums. In one chamber, conservators uncovered mummies so fragile that exposure to outside air immediately threatened the preservation of linen and pigment. In another, painted wooden coffins began deteriorating once removed from the stable underground climate. Ironically, surviving thousands of years underground did not guarantee survival in the modern world. Teams used 3D scanning, humidity control systems, and digital preservation techniques to document every object before exposure damaged it further. Drones mapped surface structures above the shafts. Ground-penetrating radar searched for additional voids beneath nearby sectors. The technology was modern, but the uncertainty felt ancient. In several chambers, archaeologists found evidence of deliberate resealing after the original burials. Stone blocks had been moved and replaced. Soot marks suggested torches burned inside centuries later. Yet almost nothing had been removed. No guaids preserved. No broken coffins. Who entered these tombs after burial? Priests maintaining rituals? Family descendants honoring the dead? CT scans performed on several mummies revealed evidence of disease, aging, injuries, and elaborate embalming methods. Beneath the plateau lie layers upon layers of tombs spanning nearly the entirety of ancient Egyptian civilization. If these chambers survived unnoticed until now, what else is still waiting beneath the sand? Night settles slowly over Saqqara. The tourists are gone. The excavation crews have climbed back to the surface. Only the wind remains across the desert plateau. Below the silence, sealed chambers wait in darkness. Untouched, unmapped, unknown. For archaeologists, Saqqara is more than a discovery site. It reminds us how little survives from the ancient world, and how much may still be hidden beneath it. For 2 centuries, Egypt has revealed extraordinary treasures. The tomb of Tutankhamun, the royal mummies of the New Kingdom, lost temples buried beneath Nile mud, forgotten cities emerging from desert sands. Yet Saqqara feels different. Not because of gold, but because of preservation. These burial shafts were not ruins in the traditional sense. They were environments frozen in time. Chambers where paint remained vivid. Wooden coffins endured almost intact. Ritual objects rested exactly where ancient hands had placed them, as if the ancient Egyptians had succeeded in their greatest ambition, to defeat oblivion. And in many ways they had. The civilization that built these tombs vanished thousands of years ago. Its rulers died. Its language faded. Its temples collapsed beneath earthquakes, invasions, and erosion. But underground, memory endured. Every inscription preserved a name. Every amulet preserved a belief. Every sealed coffin preserved a human life once feared forgotten. That is the deeper power of archaeology. Not treasure hunting, but the recovery of people erased by time. Yet Saqqara exposes how fragile our understanding truly is. Archaeologists still cannot answer the site's most important questions. No one knows how many chambers remain beneath the plateau. Ground scans reveal voids extending far beyond current zones. Some may hold entire networks of interconnected passages. Somewhere below, sealed chambers wait untouched since antiquity. Perhaps hundreds of them. There are also mysteries within tombs already opened. Why were some chambers revisited yet left unlooted? Why were certain shafts concealed with unusual care? Why did some burials differ from standard late-period practices? Even the identities of many buried individuals remain uncertain. Inscriptions provide fragments, titles, family ties, priestly roles. But countless names remain incomplete or damaged. DNA analysis and advanced imaging continue. And then there is the question of preservation itself. How did organic materials survive so remarkably underground? Egypt's dry desert air slowed decay dramatically. Deep shafts protected artifacts from sunlight and moisture. Sealed chambers created stable environments where paint and wood endured. But conservation experts warn that survival is temporary. The moment a tomb is opened, time begins again. Beneath the oldest pyramids on Earth, the dead still wait to be discovered.